Life is, really a tapestry of experiences, woven with threads of joy and sorrow, success and failure, love and loss. We often find ourselves pondering the reasons behind these varied experiences. Why do some people enjoy good health, while others face constant illness? Why do some effortlessly attract wealth, while others struggle to make ends meet? These questions have puzzled humanity for centuries, leading to a search for answers in realms both physical and metaphysical. Some attribute life's circumstances to fate or destiny, believing that our lives are predetermined. Others see it as a game of chance, a random sequence of events with no underlying cause. The Buddha, however, offered a different perspective, a middle way between fatalism and indeterminism. He taught that our experiences are not merely products of fate or random chance, but are largely shaped by a profound principle known as Kamma. Understanding Kamma is crucial to understanding ourselves and the world around us. It provides a framework for comprehending the causes of our experiences and empowers us to take responsibility for our lives. By grasping the principles of Kamma, we can begin to weave a more skillful and fulfilling life tapestry. Kamma, often translated as action or deed, is a Pali word derived from the Sanskrit karma. However, Kamma is not simply action in the physical sense. It encompasses all actions of the mind, speech, and body that are driven by intention. In the Buddha's words, "It is intention, O monks, that I call Kamma." This understanding of Kamma diverges from common misconceptions that view it as fate, destiny, or a system of cosmic retribution. Kamma is not a preordained script that dictates our lives, nor is it a punitive force that metes out rewards and punishments. Rather, Kamma is akin to a natural law, similar to gravity. Just as dropping an object inevitably leads to its fall, our intentional actions create imprints within our minds that shape our future experiences. These imprints, or karmic traces, influence our tendencies, predispositions, and the circumstances we encounter. Kamma is not a system of punishment, but a system of cause and effect operating within the ethical realm. It is a principle of responsibility, empowering us to become active agents in shaping our destiny. By understanding Kamma, we can move beyond feelings of helplessness and cultivate a sense of agency in our lives. To understand Kamma, we must delve deeper into the concept of intention. The Buddha defined Kamma as volition or willful action. It is the mental impulse behind our actions, the motivating force that propels us to think, speak, or act in a particular way. Imagine, for instance, two people giving to charity. One donates a large sum of money publicly, seeking recognition and praise for their generosity. The other donates a smaller amount anonymously, driven by genuine compassion and a desire to help those in need. While the external action may appear similar, the karmic consequences differ significantly due to the underlying intention. The first action, motivated by ego and desire for recognition, generates unwholesome karma. The second action, rooted in compassion and selflessness, creates wholesome karma. Therefore, it is not the action itself that determines its karmic impact, but the intention behind it. This principle highlights the importance of cultivating wholesome intentions in our daily lives, as they form the foundation for skillful actions and positive consequences. In Buddhist teachings, Kamma is not an isolated principle but operates within a framework of 5 natural laws known as niyamas. These laws govern different aspects of existence, from the physical world to the mental and ethical realms. They include, first, Utiyu niyama, which are the physical laws of nature governing phenomena like weather patterns, seasons, and plant growth. Second, Bija niyama, the biological laws of heredity and genetics. Third, Citta niyama, which are the laws governing mental processes such as perception, thought, and emotion. Fourth, Dhamma niyama, the laws of nature specific to the spiritual realm, such as the law of karma. And finally, Kamma niyama, the law of action and consequence, which focuses specifically on the ethical dimension of our actions. While these laws operate interdependently, Kamma holds a unique position. Unlike other natural laws, Kamma is not deterministic. It doesn't dictate our every experience. Instead, it creates tendencies and predispositions that influence our lives. Moreover, Kamma is the only law we can consciously influence through our intentions. By cultivating skillful thoughts, speech, and actions, we can purify our minds and create the causes for a brighter future. This potential for transformation distinguishes Kamma from the other niyamas and highlights its empowering nature. A crucial aspect of understanding Kamma lies in recognizing that its ethical framework is rooted in intention, not merely adherence to social conventions or external judgments. An action considered good by society might not necessarily create wholesome Kamma if performed with an unskillful intention. For example, imagine a judge who sentences a criminal to prison. If the judge acts out of a genuine desire for justice and rehabilitation, their action can be considered skillful, despite involving punishment. However, if the judge acts out of anger, revenge, or a desire to appear powerful, the same action generates unwholesome karma. This emphasis on intention encourages us to look beyond outward appearances and examine the motivations behind our actions. It calls for self-reflection and honesty in assessing our thoughts and motivations, allowing us to cultivate greater awareness and responsibility for the karmic seeds we sow. Karma is often categorized as either kusala, meaning wholesome, or akusala, meaning unwholesome, depending on the nature of the intention and its consequences. Kusala karma arises from wholesome roots like generosity, loving kindness, and wisdom. It leads to happiness, well-being, and favorable conditions in this life and future lives. Actions like helping those in need, speaking kindly to others, and practicing meditation cultivate kusala karma. These actions create positive imprints in the mind, leading to a sense of inner peace, loving relationships, and a tendency towards ethical conduct. Akusala karma, on the other hand, arises from unwholesome roots such as greed, hatred, and delusion. It results in suffering, dissatisfaction, and unfavorable circumstances both in this life and beyond. Actions like stealing, lying, and engaging in harmful speech cultivate akusala karma, leading to mental unrest, strained relationships, and a predisposition towards unskillful actions. Understanding the distinction between kusala and akusala karma enables us to make conscious choices that lead to greater happiness and well-being. By cultivating wholesome intentions and engaging in ethical actions, we can purify our minds and create the causes for a brighter future.